Wow, guys, the amount of comments on that Burbank video have been great. They've been good. They've been bad. They've been pretty crazy. They've been a lot of fun, and those are comments we're going to talk about later this week. But today we're going to talk about some stuff that, could potentially help you in your eBay business and selling sports cards online. So let's just get right into it. So we've talked before about selling on other platforms. Grant says he sells on other platforms as well, but none of them do the business that they do on eBay. Not surprised there. He says, there's room for everyone in this market. I know he's talking about Burbank in that last video. That's where this comment's from. You have to be smart, strategic, and realize you're just not going to get rich selling $1.50 sports cards. He likes to tell people he knows he's not going to get rich, but he's having fun doing this. All right, so I know right now I said I kind of wanted to avoid talking about some of the Burbank comments, but here's one that really isn't talking about Burbank, but I think it works with the video we're doing today. Grant, you're right. Other platforms, you're not going to sell like you do on eBay with sports cards. At least that's been my experience. So eBay's been my place. If I sell elsewhere, I sell elsewhere. But the main thing I wanted to mention about this comment was the fact that he said, you have to be smart. You have to be strategic. You have to know you're not getting rich doing this. And that's where a lot of the negative comments we've seen in these videos crack me up, because I think every last one of us that sell these $1.50, $1.75 sports cards knows we're not going to get rich. We all know that. We do this because we love doing it, and it's just a hobby for most of us, and it is something that just kind of helps bring attention to our store, where someone might buy multiple cards or buy the bigger cards that will help us really fund our collection and keep growing our own personal collection. And I think that part's lost on people because they see people with these huge stores. And oh well, if that's lost on you. But just remember, you're not getting rich. I remember that. Grant remembers that. I know a lot of you remember that. The main point of it is, if you're selling these super low-end cards, most likely you're doing it as a hobby. So like Grant says, just make sure you're having a lot of fun doing it. He is. Just make sure you are too. And guys, I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Even if there are days where I can have barely any sales, and then other days where I sell over 100 cards. It's fun. And that's what this hobby is. It's fun. Now, many times in the past, we've talked about listings and getting past, those early eBay limits that they put on you. Card Market Media says what you can do to bypass those listings is set up variation listings. You could put 250 cards in one listing by using variations. Now, the problem you're going to have, though, is you likely have your monthly dollar value limits as well. But the variations give you a workaround. Variation listings. Card market, that's a good topic to bring up because it's not something I've ever talked about here, is doing those really variation listings and how you can get around your listing limits with those. The reason I don't do them, I think they're a waste of time. They can help you if you have run out of listings, but I've done variation listings and I feel like the time it takes to do them takes away from more of the benefit you get from them. Because I also know myself as a shopper, I stay away from variation listings just because I hate scrolling through the little drop-down box trying to find the card I want. It's just a time suck for me as a buyer. So I just kind of go straight to the card I want and go to that listing first. So as a buyer, I bypass variation listings, and by the titles, you can easily tell if it's going to be a variation listing. And I know I can't be the only buyer that does that. There's got to be a lot of. But like you said, to get around your listing limits, a variation listing could be a good way to go. You just got to remember, to make a variation listing, it takes time. I've done this before. It's how I used to do my low end. I would do, say, 1988 tops, and I would do every card in the set and how many cards I had. At the time when I did them, I don't know if there's still a limit on the amount of variations you could have. I would have card 1 through 200, card 201 through 400. And to put every card in took a lot of time. And I didn't even put every picture. I just did the card and the number, and man, it took a lot of time. It would actually be quicker, especially using Card Dealer Pro, and a scanner for the pictures. Link in the description below for scanners. It'd be quicker for me to scan and list using Card Dealer Pro an entire set than it would take me to create the variation listings. That's just how long it takes to do the variation listing, all the typing, just all that typing, quantities, putting the prices in. It's just a big time suck. So that's why I kind of stay away from variation listings. But again, card market, if you're looking to get around your listing limits, it's not a bad way to go till you get your listing limits increased. Lee asked one of the most common questions I get. What would be a good, inexpensive scanner for scanning sports cards? All right, Lee, you asked something I get asked a lot. What's a good, inexpensive scanner for scanning sports cards? What is it? I use the Fujitsu 7030, an older model. At the time I bought it, it was probably close to $400 to $500. I don't remember. This was a good year and a half ago already. But I'm sure that price has come down even more with all of the scanners Fujitsu's put out on the market. I know some people here that watch the videos will say they use an Epson. I've never tried it. I would direct you to JMax Sports Cards. Good guy, makes a lot of videos that, really help people out. JMac has reviewed multiple scanners, and he's gotten quite a few of them for free from the distributors, which is pretty cool. Maybe one day I can, get enough viewership here where I get sent stuff to review. But yeah, check out JMac. He's got some reviews on some really good scanners, some inexpensive ones, some pricier ones, and he gives some good information, so I kind of trust his judgment on those scanners. So yeah, check him out, Lee, if you're looking for a good inexpensive one. And guys, if you're looking for a scanner to purchase right now, I have a link in the description for the Fujitsu 7030 to Amazon. And you could go click on that, take a look at that, and maybe even browse around and look for other scanners as well. If you do make a purchase, to be honest, I do get a commission. Now, Brian brings up something else. He's just got done watching the 4-part video about our Flat Rate Friday series. Thank you for watching that. And watching that, he was very curious. How do I scan my sports cards? Do I protect the cards or just run them through the scanner raw? Do I use penny sleeve, rigid, top loaders? What do I use? Do I use anything? All right, let's keep talking about scanners. Seems like it's a good topic today. See, I'm trying to move things around, talk about things we normally don't talk about much here. Stuff that's been not talked about in a while, but I think can provide some value to all the new subscribers. Brian just got done watching my 4-part series on the Flat Rate Friday. That's what that series is. That's what he's talking about with the 4-part video. With that, I ordered flat rate boxes, and I kind of, showed what I got and what I think I might be able to sell some stuff for. They did okay. I do have a video coming up soon that's going to show the results of those sales and how long it took each of those flat rate boxes to become profitable. But with those series, he's obviously heard me talking about scanning cards, and he's curious, do I protect the cards when I scan, or do I just throw them in raw? Do I use a penny sleeve? Do I use a top loader? Do I use a card saver? What do I use when I scan them? And guys, this is a good one to talk about because everyone does this different. So what do people do? A lot of people, they'll scan their cards raw. They will not use penny sleeves, top loaders. They put them through that way. I used to do that, and then I changed. The reason I changed, I noticed a handful of cards, not every card, would get scratch marks. And it wasn't like it was like a chrome card or something like that. They were, base. Like I might throw, let's say, a Panini Contenders or a Topps card. And they would have, little scratch marks, nothing major, but to me, I noticed it, and to me, that makes a blemish on the card. And if it makes a blemish on the card, I'm not going to sell it. So I wasn't going to send out cards with blemishes. So what I started to do was penny sleeve the cards. So yes, I penny sleeve. I started running through those, started looking, and I saw the same marks. The marks were on the sleeves. Because I sleeved the card, I pulled the card out, card's in good condition, no scratch marks. So that's what I do. I penny sleeve cards up, run them through. Yes, selling this many cards, that means a lot of penny sleeves, and I do take time to penny sleeve every card, but at the end of the day, it is worth it. It protects the card, and it does save me time from having to take photographs of every picture, take photographs of every card, and then have to upload those as well. So I don't use top loaders, I don't use the card savers for that, but you will see me penny sleeve them cards up. Guys, if you're liking the content today, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps get this video out to more people, and you know, we want to keep bringing in more people because we get more comments and more things to talk about. All right, now the last thing to talk about today comes from the Media Marauder, another one. This goes back to our video about mental health and what sports cards can do for it. He says TTM, that's through the mail for those that don't know, is great for his mental health. He sends out about 100 cards per week, and every day is like Christmas morning, which is pretty freaking cool. But since his sales have slowed down, he's been sending out less cards because obviously a lot of people want money for their signatures. And he's seen with that, his mental health has taken a decline, which that sucks. So Media Marauder, we're going to talk about something we talked about before, and that was cards and mental health. There are a lot of great comments on that video. There really were. A lot of people talked about how, you know, sports cards are kind of their therapists. Sports cards are a way for them just to disconnect, clear their mind, which is amazing. Wanted to highlight Media Marauder's comment because his really shows what sports cards are to people. He loves, if you've never watched his channel, getting cards back in the mail from people. He sends them out all the time. He gets signatures back all the time. It's his hobby. Why he sells cards, he's to get more cards and get autographs. With the dip in sales that a lot of us had, he started to not have as much money to do that, so then he was sending out less cards and he was getting less cards back. And he noticed during that time he did have a drop in his mental health. Like, he wasn't having every day feel like it was Christmas because he didn't have those cards coming in. And I think that really shows, guys, like, sports cards mean a lot to people. They really do. You may not think it, but it does. Like, I don't think I'm making any sense. I think I'm kind of just rambling. But long story short, sports cards are a big part of our life, just like sports are. It's a big part of our history from growing up as kids. So enjoy this hobby. Take it for what it's worth, because it means a lot. And it's definitely something that can help you out. And I know for me, I work 2 jobs, do plenty of other stuff with my kids. Sports cards are my chance to just relax. Even if I'm sitting here shipping cards that I just sold somebody, it's my way to relax and disconnect from everything. So just relax, take it for what it is, and enjoy it. I'm struggling to really think of what video to tell you guys to watch today, once again, partly because there's so many new people to the channel. I appreciate you all being here. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button if you liked what you saw today. And then go check out whatever video YouTube's going to recommend to you. I'm going to leave it up to YouTube because you know what? They know what you're interested in. They'll know what channel they'll know what video not channel. Don't know what video from my channel you'd be interested in. So go check that one out, guys. Have a good one, and we're going to talk about those Burbank comments on the next video.